Hello, good afternoon. I'm by names of Hawa. I'm a student in Biomedical Laboratory Sciences. Year 3, I'm going to present about the topics in applied immunology from question 1 up to question 5. Let's start the presentation. So this is the overview. All these are the topics we are going to present about the immune responses and immune complexes. Let's start with the first question. What are immune complexes and their roles in the immune responses? So immune complexes, by definition, they are formed when there is interaction between the antibodies and antigens, hence leading to clumpings or agglutinations. So those clumps that are formed, they are immune complexes. They have several roles in immune responses, such as the clearance of pathogens and toxins from the body. There is also lysis, opsonization, activation of inflammatory responses, and clearance of immune complexes via phagocytosis. You well know that phagocytosis is the process by which there is engulfment of those pathogens by the use of phagocyte cells. So, as we continue, there are several roles of immune complexes in immune responses, as highlighted in the diagram. They help in opsonization of pathogens by the use of phagocyte cells like macrophages and neutrophils. There is also activation of the complement system, where they bind and trigger the cascade of events which leads to processes like inflammation, hence cell lysis. So let's continue to the next question, which is the interaction of the complement activation with immune complexes. First of all, the complement activation is the process that interacts with the immune complexes, whereby they activate the complement system through 3 pathways: classical pathway, lectin, and alternative. So the complement system leads to the formation of the complement activation leads to the formation of membrane attack complexes, which leads to breakdown of pathogens immediately. So let's dive to the supplement. Immune complexes trigger complement activation via the classical pathway, as you can see here in the diagram. As you can see here in the diagram, the classical pathway activates and leads to formation of C3, C3A, C3B. Also, the lectin pathway is converted to C3, hence leading to opsonization and phagocytosis, which is done by phagocyte cells such as macrophages and neutrophils. So let's continue with the third question, which is the mechanism how immune complexes are cleared from circulation. Immune complexes are cleared from circulation through many processes like phagocytosis, complement system activation, binding of the specific receptors. So this is a diagram which highlights how these immune complexes are cleared from circulation. For example, they are cleared from circulation through phagocytosis, which is done by phagocytic cells such as macrophages and neutrophils, hence stops tissue inflammation and damage. So let's continue. The role of these phagocytic cells is just to help in clearance of complement of immune complexes from the blood or from circulation. So there is also the renal clearance, where the immune complexes are cleared from the renal tubules, most especially that is the kidney. So they are filtered by the glomerular cells, hence removed from circulation. Let's continue to the fourth question, which is explaining how the immune complexes contribute to autoimmune diseases. So immune complexes have several roles. They lead to autoimmune diseases. So first of all, autoimmune diseases, they are diseases that arise when our immune system mistakenly produces antibodies that target the body's own tissues, hence leading to autoimmune bodies or contributing to autoimmune diseases. So immune complexes contribute to autoimmune diseases by promoting inflammation and tissue damage in autoimmune condition, where the body produces antibodies against these tissues, leading to the formation of immune complexes that deposit in various tissues, hence contributing to inflammation in our tissues. Among the signs and symptoms of inflammation, there is redness, swelling, and pain. So this is a diagram that highlights how the immune complexes contribute to autoimmune diseases via the following mechanisms. One is receptor agonistics, which is mostly common in Graves' disease. There is also receptor antagonistic, which is most especially in Graves' disease. Also ligand antagonistic. They are highlighted in this diagram. So this is how the complement system, all the immune complexes contribute to autoimmune diseases. This is a highlight in this diagram. So let's dive to the last question, which is the role of regulatory T cells in immune regulation. So first of all, T cells or regulatory T cells are specialized subsets of T cells that play a crucial role in maintaining immune homeostasis by preventing excessive or inappropriate immune responses. So they have several functions in the immune regulation. First of all, they suppress immune activation by ensuring that the immune system remains tolerant to its self-antigens by preventing those autoimmune diseases. So the T cells also they play a role in preventing tissue damage and autoimmunity. So as a continuation, Tregs or T cells, they help to control our body's immune responses by keeping it from overreacting to harmful invaders like antigens. T cells also help to control inflammation, which stops tissue damage. So they also help in accepting an organ transplantation. So this is a diagram that highlights how the T cells activate, or the activation of those T cells and their roles in circulation. So as we conclude, I would also like to advise you how you can keep your T cells healthy. First of all, you have to drink alcohol in moderation, or you have to take least alcohol. You don't have to drink a lot. You also have to eat a balanced diet. You also have to do physical exercises, getting enough sleep, washing your hands. So among the roles of T cells that are highlighted in this diagram, where they help in macrophage presentation by the antigen. Hence, they also help we know that they mature in the thymus. So they also lead to chrono expansion. So thank you so much for your kind attention. I'd like to conclude my presentation. Be blessed. You girls, muzika amajwi yanyu yose arimo hano urabizi kandi ntabwo nisubiramo.
Starting recording. How can I stop it? How do you start recording? And then you stopping. Ukagaruka aho niwe tujya muri PowerPoint we starting recording. Gutya aba started. You are on start. You started. Ukatuza kuri slide show. twaza kurya recording. Start recording. Gusto kuba stile ni hano ibirahuri kirakanga ubwo nyine nifuza hano kuri slide show start tubona se kirimo okay avoid okay kugenda slide gutyo bikuba recorded and then wasoza kaza gupoze usubira kuri ya music ukapozinga ndeba yanguki igihe bimeze Let's go. Okay, so you need to stop the recording.
No, stop, yes. You said you tweeted English. Gusa mwavuzemo mani biri seriye amajwi yanyu yose nahise mbyumva none se we ntabwo byumviyemo ariko kugira ko amajwi ajyamo the role of this umuntu cells uza n'ibintu byose musohoke se byarangiye isaha y'amashanyarazi zirigakora
ngiye kwitwara hostel
kandi twara hostel kandi twabonye kwihana